today begins by saying soon after this, Selden dies
No.
after being chased by a large animal. I'm not lying.
Really?
It says it right there in the story.
Selden. Now, he was the escaped criminal.
Escaped murderer.
Right,
Yes, he had killed before. Now he has been killed after being chased by a large animal. If something is chasing you, it is running after you. It is trying to catch you. So they don't know exactly what was chasing him. They just know it was a large animal.
Of course, it was the hound of the Baskervilles.
A hound.
Right? Yeah.
So,
interesting.
Ghost hound.
So the ghost hound could have gotten its second victim. It could have killed its second victim. We don't know. But it seems there was maybe another reason why Selden was killed. It says he was wearing Sir Henry's clothes, which Barrymore gave him. Remember, Barrymore is the servant of Sir Henry, and Barrymore is also Selden's brother-in-law. So he gave Selden these clothes so Selden could be warm, but they happen to be the clothes of Sir Henry. Sir Henry is the young man who is going to get all of the money that his uncle gave him after he died. So maybe the hound was actually after Sir Henry and just got confused because Selden was wearing Sir Henry's clothes. It was a case of mistaken identity. They saw someone and thought it was someone else. Very curious, very interesting. Later, it says Sir Henry has dinner with the Stapletons. This is the scientist and his sister. Holmes and Watson wait for him to return. Sir Henry is chased by the hound of the Baskervilles. So it really seems that this dog is after members of the Baskerville family.
Yeah, this is getting scary now. More people are starting to be killed.
Yeah.
And Sir Henry is in fact chased by the hound of the Baskervilles. So it seems this curse of this family has been passed on to him.
Right.
Holmes and Watson kill it with their guns.
Yay, I guess.
So they shoot the hound.
They shoot it.
They shoot the dog. They kill it, so it is no longer alive. They shoot it to death. And so what was it? What was the hound of the Baskervilles?
Was it a glowing ghost dog?
I guess you can't shoot a ghost.
That's a good point.
Can you? Like, bullets would go through it? I've seen a lot of ghost movies.
Yeah.
You can't shoot a ghost.
Except if you have one of those Ghostbusters
Unless you're
guns.
the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but they're not the Ghostbusters.
They are not the Ghostbusters. The
No.
Ghostbusters came along way after this.
Absolutely, and there's 4 of them and they're American.
Yes,
Not
they're
the
not
same-
British.
not the same
They're not
story.
English.
No.
So we know that's not it.
So what is it?
They discover it wasn't a ghost after all, but a real dog. Okay. If you discover something, it means that new information comes to you, or you find it out, you reveal it, or it is revealed to you. You learn something, in other words. They learn. It wasn't a ghost, but a real dog. This is something is not A, but B, is a common sentence construction that we often use. It's just saying, it wasn't this, but it was that, in other words. So it wasn't a ghost, but it was a real dog. So the hound of the Baskervilles is not this glowing ghost dog monster sort of thing. It was just a real dog. And now it's dead.
That's right. It's too bad, but they did save Sir Henry's life, so that's also good. Now, Holmes, he's of course got his brain going. He thinks he might know the answer here. It says, Holmes reveals that Stapleton is actually a Baskerville too.
Okay.
The scientist is actually a member of the Baskerville family. Holmes, of course, is telling us this, something we didn't know. If someone tells you or shows you something you didn't know about or didn't know as information, they reveal information. They suddenly, in maybe a dramatic way, say, ta-da, look at this, something you didn't know. Like a magician, for example, will, hide something and then suddenly it's there again and they reveal it. Or if someone has a secret that they don't tell most people and they tell you the secret, they have revealed the truth or revealed their secret. So suddenly Holmes tells everyone, but did you know that Stapleton is actually a Baskerville too? So that means Stapleton might think, hey, I should get some of that money. Why don't I get some of that money? It seems that was Stapleton's plan. He used the dog, it says, to scare Sir Charles, the older Baskerville, to scare him to death, and then he planned to kill the nephew Sir Henry.
Okay, so he planned to scare him to death.
Yep.
We often use this phrase, verb. It can be, we can use different verbs, to death. In this case, it is literal. To scare somebody to death means to frighten them so that they actually die.
That's right.
Okay. Well, we often use it to exaggerate. We can say, oh, I was bored to death.
Right,
It just means something was so boring.
That's right.
I thought I was actually going to die. And sometimes we exaggerate like I was scared to death.
Right,
But
sure.
of course you didn't actually die. It just means it was very, very scary. Like you go to a horror movie and you say, oh, I was scared to death. It didn't actually kill you, but it's just a way of saying something was scary. In this case, though, it does mean that he scared him and he actually died from it because he had perhaps a weak heart. So he had a heart attack. And then he planned to kill Sir Henry as well. So it was Stapleton going for that family fortune.
There you go. It's always about the money.
That's what it goes on to say next. It says that way Stapleton would get the family fortune. So if he gets rid of all the other Baskervilles, he's the only one left. He gets all the money at the end.
That's right. Now, you might remember that weird little fact from day one. Remember, Sir Henry noticed that one of his old new shoes was taken. The new shoe was brought back, and then an old shoe was taken, but never brought back. What was that all about?
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird, but there's a simple explanation. He took Stapleton, remember, wanted to kill Sir Henry, so Stapleton took Sir Henry's old boot because the new one he grabbed, it didn't smell like his feet. Remember, he had to sort of wave the smelly boot that smells like Sir Henry in front of the dog, so the dog knows who to chase after. Well, the new one, it didn't have his smell. He had to come back and get an old one.
He needed a smelly boot.
That's right.
The one that was all sweaty and stinky, and so the dog knew who to kill.
Yeah, always steal the smelly
Yes,
shoes.
dog sniffs the boot and says, oh, okay, I gotta go kill this guy.
Right.
That's what I gotta do.
And
So-
what happened because of that?
Well, this accidentally led to Selden's death because he had Sir Henry's clothes on.
He smelled and looked like Sir Henry. The dog didn't know it was Selden.
Yeah, Selden just had on all of these clothes belonging to the wrong guy, basically.
That's right.
And so he had his clothes on. He smelled like him. He looked like him, and the dog killed him by mistake. So it's all very intricate. All these different things, these plot twists that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was famous for.
Absolutely. Now, of course, Stapleton realizes that the truth is out there. He's soon to be arrested for murder. So what does he do? Like any good bad guy, at the end of a movie, he runs away. So there's an exciting chase. And it says, Holmes and Watson pursue Stapleton into Dartmoor, into the sort of wild part of England, where Stapleton falls into a swamp and drowns. Ooh. Wow, that's a pretty terrible ending. I mean, not for the story, but for Stapleton. To be pursued, well, we had that word chase earlier. To chase and pursue are very, very similar. If the police see a bad guy running away with a bag of money, they will run after him. They will chase that bad guy or pursue that bad guy. So, of course, when Stapleton runs off, they chase or pursue after him. He falls into a swamp, which is sort of an area of very wet ground. It's not quite a river or a lake, but it's not dry ground. If you think of a swamp, think of a place an alligator might live. And then, of course, if you fall into water, especially when there's like mud and things to get you stuck in,
plants,
you could drown. What is it to drown?
To drown means death by water. It means you fall into the water, you go beneath the water, and of course, we can't breathe water, so you can't breathe anymore.
Like Jack in Titanic.
Exactly. Like Jack in Titanic,
That's
even
kinda
though
sad.
he probably could have fit on that
he could have fit on there.
board.
And he actually probably froze to death in the cold water. But yes, if you inhale water, if you breathe in enough water, you could die, and that is to drown. To drown is to die in the water, right? You can't sort of nearly drown.
If you
either drown or you don't.
Yeah, if you drown, then that means death.
That's right.
You don't. You can say I almost drowned.
I almost drowned. But you don't drown a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
It's
A or B.
Sort of like
he drowned. He's dead. He's not coming back.
Oh well, but at least they found the answer and they caught the murderer.
That's right. They have solved the case. It's just that he won't go to prison for his crime. He paid with his life.
Right.
And
so,
Holmes, yes.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, Holmes has gotten to the bottom of the case.
Got to the bottom of the case?
Got to the bottom of the case. To get to the bottom of something, it just means that you have solved a mystery or solved a crime. You figured out why something happened. So we often say, like, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to figure out what happened.
Find the answer.
Find the answer.
Find the explanation.
And figure out why something happened. And Sir Henry and Beryl can live happily ever after. Oh.
Sir Henry.
Remember, Sir Henry was in love with Beryl.
Right. Yep.
Beryl was Stapleton's sister, and Stapleton was not happy about this relationship. He was angry.
Interesting.
But he's dead.
He's dead, that's right.
He can't stand in the way of this anymore.
I wonder if Beryl will want to invite Sherlock and Watson to her wedding.
Yeah, maybe...
they kind of killed her brother.
Yeah, that would be an awkward wedding.
That would be weird.
That would be a little
but
bit
then again,
weird.
he was a bad guy.
He was an evil guy,
Yeah.
so maybe they'll just forget about him.
Hopefully.
But before we get too far ahead of
Yes.
ourselves, let's take some time to learn about getting to the bottom of something. It's our shortcut for you.
All right.